Good evening, maayong gabi. Ani ana pud ta karon sa ato ang regular last Wednesday of the month nga programming here on Celia's Partners in Law. Ako di ay si Attorney Irene Ann Caballas of the Cebu Lady Lawyers Association, and also together with our partner, the Legal Alternatives for Women Center Inc., of which I am the Chief Legal Counsel. This evening, March 29, 2023, is the last Wednesday of our Women's Month. We're winding down on our Women's Month, and yet ang activities sa inyuhang Celia o sa inyuhang Legal Alternatives for Women Center Law Inc. wa gihapon maghunong in partnership with the Integrated Bar of the Philippines Cebu Chapter. This month has been filled with activities advocating and championing the cause of women and also forging new partnerships. And I'm so very, very proud and pleased to be here before you tonight to talk about the newest one yet that has been tucked under the belt with our Integrated Bar of the Philippine Cebu Chapter and our new partner, the Ramon Aboitiz Foundation Inc., or more popularly known as RAFI. I am joined tonight by none other than key personalities in RAFI. Let's start with our the Chief Communications Advocacy and Partnership Officer of RAFI, Ms. Esti Marie P. Plunkett. Good evening, Ma'am
Maayong
Esti.
gabi. Good evening.
Any words for our
Well, we're-
televiewers?
We're very happy to be invited here tonight, and we're more happy that we're going to be inking a partnership with the Integrated Bar of the Philippines and the Ramon Aboitiz Foundation Incorporated for various potential community interventions and works.
Yes, excited sa kayo mian. We're also joined by the Communications Manager of RAFI, Ms. Elizabeth Baumgart. Good evening, Ma'am Liz.
Good evening, attorney, and everyone who's listening and watching. We're very excited to be here and to forge this partnership with you guys. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Last but not the least, naapod karon si Mr. Anthony Terence Ocampo, who prefers to be called Totits with an S, para balan daw. He is the Stakeholder Engagement Head of RAFI. Good evening, Sir Totits.
Hello, maayong gabi din yung tanan, and then thank you for inviting us here in your show.
You know, we all know gyud ang Cebu kahibaw gyud og kinsa na si RAFI. Kana si RAFI is practically everywhere. But what is it that RAFI exactly does, Miss Esti? And how
RAFI
did it begin also?
RAFI has been around for 56 years.
Wow.
57 made this 2023 in November. But for more details about what we do, let's watch this video.
Okay, roll VTR.
As our founder, Ramon Aboitiz said, "The dignity of man is best respected by helping him realize his hopes by sharing with him the burden of his fears." At the Ramon Aboitiz Foundation Incorporated, we believe a balanced well-being empowers people to pursue their dreams and lead their best lives. Physical well-being. Ensuring that our physical needs are met is the foundation of our well-being. Through our Humanitarian Disaster Preparedness and Response Center, we provide relief and response to the most vulnerable sectors at the onset of crisis. Our Eduardo J. Aboitiz Cancer Center extends care for cancer patients through early screening, financial assistance for treatment, and patient aftercare services. Our Dolores Aboitiz Children's Fund addresses the well-being gaps of young children, including health and nutrition, psychosocial care, and education. Our 1-2-3 program promotes the conservation of biodiversity and protects our environment through tree growing programs in partnership with local communities. By caring for our physical well-being, we hope to help people lead healthier and sustainable lifestyles. Social well-being. Our Center for Leaders equips leaders through powerful learning experiences to create positive impact in their communities and organizations. An individual's education provides them the skills and opportunities for success. Our Education Development Unit supports school communities and school infrastructure to improve learning environments. Rafi's Culture and Heritage Program advocates for the preservation and promotion of Cebuano culture and heritage. The program unit aims to promote enjoyment and awareness of Cebuano culture to both Cebuanos and non-Cebuanos. By caring for a social well-being, we help people build a deeper sense of community, culture, and purpose. Economic well-being. Rafi Microfinance Incorporated empowers micro-entrepreneurs across the country through a variety of financial and non-financial services, with 216 branches serving over 400,000 active micro-entrepreneur clients. By caring for economic well-being, we help individuals become empowered in order to ensure their success and sustainability, allowing them to provide a better life for themselves and their families. At Rafi, we continue to honor the wish of our founder to respect the dignity of man through interventions that empower people to achieve higher levels of well-being. For more information about Rafi, please visit our website.
Wow, as you can see, dear friends, grabe ang panlantaw sa Rafi o grabe pud ang ilahang mission to improve the lives of every Cebuano and every Filipino. Can you guys illuminate further on all your programs and activities, and how is it classified under? It seems na naadjud mo finger in every pie when it comes to humanitarian interest. So could you perhaps please discuss further kung sa tong katong yung mga domains and what are the subcomponents under it?
Yes, attorney. Ang Rafi, no, ang amo gyud tumong, the mission of Rafi is upholding the dignity of man by working with communities sama sa IBP, Law Inc., no? By working with communities to elevate his well-being. We have 3 domains, no, nga among focus area. We focus on the physical well-being of man, the social well-being of man, and the economic well-being of man.
Lofty kay na siya nga mga goals. Can you imagine physical, social, and economic well-being for the individual gani kanang lisod kay na struggle ba yan na everyday here in our country, no? And then Rafi wants that for everyone.
Yeah, sugdan jud siya sa physical first kay mao man gyud basic needs, no? And then the sense of identity and purpose, social well-being, and then eventually ang economic well-being.
Okay. When we say physical well-being na domain, unsa ang mga programs under this, Miss Liz?
So for the physical well-being domain, what we primarily focus on is building healthy, resilient, and livable communities, living in harmony with nature. So how we do that, we have several programs under this domain. So one is our 1-2-3 program, which primarily focuses on planting native trees and working very closely with partner farmers. So we advocate here local biodiversity conservation and planting native trees with farmers.
Native
trees. Dapat yun native trees.
Why native?
Because these are very important in our biodiversity conservation. So dapat native yun ang ato ang mga trees.
Before we even think about transporting the imports here, we should first make sure nga dili ma-displace ang native ug ang endemic. No, okay. And after ma-plant, I hear you work with
the farmers.
The farmers.
So it's a full value chain in terms of working with the farmers. So they help plant and grow the seedlings, and then from the seedlings we can also plant these seedlings up to that they're full-grown trees, and then later on they can also harvest the fruits from
So,
these trees.
ang inyong trees katong mga na ay fruit bearing.
It really depends no, on the land, no? whatever the land is capable in terms of growing. May these be fruit trees or other native trees. This really depends no, on what the land is capable in terms of growing.
You mentioned nga sila sa jud mo grow. Di
Yes.
enough nga mo
Mo plant
plant.
lang. So what we pride ourselves with is that we ensure the survival rates of our the seedlings that we plant. So we make sure that whatever is planted also survives.
Wait, amazing kay replanting sa about we only know how to plant. IBP Cebu way back December or November last year we also had the mangrove nga kanang tree
Yeah,
planting.
sa
We dili
mangrove.
naliw tree planting
Yeah.
o kanang
Oo,
mangrove.
sakit sa likod, no?
Sakit sa tiil.
Nasa
yun.
tay mangrove.
Nasa tay mangrove.
Oo. Yeah, lisod biya i-monitor kay kung sa coastal asa
Yes.
na tulapita nga coast. Ano inyo yung i-monitor
Yes.
nga ning
With the
growth
partner
ba?
farmers and the
The
POs.
beauty of this journey is that we have partners to
Yes.
actually help us fund the farmers to plant and to buy their seedlings and to plant on their land.
On their
So
own land,
dili lang ni siya inana ka simple like we go there we plant. No, we they must have like an area where they have to plant it and then they have to grow it, and in a certain years they can harvest this. But what I'm saying is that before this been done, our partners, the corporate partners, help us fund this program.
okay.
So it's a complete kanang cycle gani, because their area of kanang goal is basically the carbon sequestration that is needed for them to actually comply with their environmental certification. So something happened along the way that long time ago we were just planting, but now we get partners to help us plant.
And we
And
also
grow.
Kayo very organized, no, unprofessionalized. Hala, kitagaan naman kong signal. Uy, hapit na mahuman atong first segment. Ito sa ito ang first domain o sa itong first program. Okay, friends, we will be back. The discussion is heating up. Okay, before we paused for those few messages from our friends, we were talking about the physical well-being domain of Rafi, and particularly their 1, 2, 3 nga program. Mahurot actually ang isa ka episode jud, no, I think, if we really go so deep into each of the programs of Rafi. But we've already mentioned nga na ay tree planting and growing and also monitoring under the 1, 2, 3 program. Under the physical domain, naapay lain nga mga sub-programs.
Yes, medyo daghan-daghan, no? Another advocacy that we really focus on is early childhood education and nutrition. So we do this through the Dolores Aboitiz Children's Fund. So what we
Also
do here,
very ambitious, early childhood
education and
education
nutrition.
and nutrition.
for 8 years below.
For 8 years below, daghan ta. We're
Yes.
we're a very reproducing country.
Prolific.
Prolific.
And it's very important for us that really focus at this age group because these are really the foundational years of children. No? So we do this by working with partners, and we provide grants. At the same time, we provide nutrition programs and in partnership with the local government units.
So when you say grants and kanang educational programs, you really do fund something nga murag ma-sustain ang
Yes.
katong mga
Programs with our partners on the ground.
Okay. That's a lot of children to keep nourished and educated, Rafi. Kudos for that. Okay, aside from katong inyuhang early nutrition and education, unsa
For
pa?
health, we have the Eduardo J. Aboitiz Cancer Center. So what we do here is we provide treatment support and screening support for patients who require screening and treatment for cancer. At the same time, we also provide psychosocial support for
Post-patient.
for those
Post-patient
patients.
care.
Okay. I want to focus a little bit on the you call it your
EJAC.
EJAC, no?
It stands for Eduardo J.
J.
Aboitiz Cancer
Cancer
Center, one of our founders.
Okay, so I want to focus on this EJAC because before this taping, we were having a really lively set of discussions with Rafi because you wanted to make the cancer law known to the communities and have them
Embraced and
localized.
yes.
I also took the time nanaday tay cancer law so basa sad ko and I saw nga naa siya policy setting daghan siya og katong mga statements requiring LGU participation, requiring LGU support, and I know that Rafi works very closely with the communities. Ma'am Esti, how are we with engaging how's it going so far when it comes to engaging with
the local communities. We are very grateful no, na in 2020, even at the onset of the pandemic, we were able to closely work with specifically 24 of the 53 LGUs in Cebu
24,
province to support this program. So in these 24, they have given us, some have provided executive orders, some have given MOUs to make sure nga mapadayon, because during the pandemic it was very difficult maglisod mi pagpaari sa mga atong mga communities no, mga nanay, mga kababaihan because of the lockdown. So ang atong partner LGUs gyud, they were also trying to help their community, whether i-transport ba nila diri pag abot diri among magpa-screen no, and or get the treatment. We would like to highlight however nga ang charter gyud aning EJAC, Eduardo J. Aboitiz Cancer Center, is to help those who can be helped. So we are open for treatment and support no for those with stage 2 to B.
So up to stage 2 and to sakto sad, you start with the doable, the more doable first para daghan ang kuan
Bigger chances.
matabangan with bigger chances of success. But then getting people to be screened also implies a lot of kanang in the first place, how do they know? How do they know to be alarmed? How do they know to be aware?
And that's why we need partners in the LGU to help us identify this. Basically, right now we're cutting some of even the what do you call this? The requirements for them, no? So we'd like them to go to the health center right away and do their papers there. Okay, sa una, they have to come to the city. By just coming here, you need pliti, pagkaon, and all this. So right now, we're trying to cut some of the process by actually applying in the municipal health centers.
Yeah.
Share lang nako because earlier this month, Rafi was also very supportive of IBP Cebu and Celia's initiative. Amo na tong 2.0 because the first one was in 2022. We had our first ever Gynae Health there in the IBP Cebu nga social hall building where first time to na mag-turn na mo sort of into a field clinic ang social hall, and women from all over Cebu were given free pap smear, reproductive health training, and also birth control na kanang options. Ang ako lang yung nakalipayan is kato na man to sa Cebu City.
Yes.
This month, I have to really share this. We were able to ask for Rafi's help to bring these services to one of the more remote nga communities in Cebu, which is particularly Camotes group of islands. And shout out sa nako sa Ricardo Maningo Memorial Hospital in San Fran for hosting us. We were able to bring katong pap smear no nga services to appeal na to, masud na to sa inyong data pod.
Yes. Nasa mi partner laboratory to make sure nga real time na mo makitaan unsay result, and then we engage back to the LGU.
Yeah, because I know that Rafi is also kanang the data you get is not just there as data. It's to support your research pod, di ba?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So muna. And the LGUs you mentioned na ay mga executive orders
Yes.
and nasa
Yes.
uban nga ning pen o memorandum of agreements or memoranda of kanang understanding. A little bit of kanang elucidation lang. The purpose of this EO and this MOA is really for what?
For institutionalization.
Mhm.
Okay.
Nice.
Kuan,
I
we
like
are
that institutionalization
Yes.
to make it really part na yun
Yes,
sa governance.
yes.
And,
Okay.
and the best part is that the LGU shares also funds to help the patient when they come here for bigger laboratories or for the chemo itself. Okay, most of our indigent patient cannot even afford to stay here for like 2 days, 3 days, and so it's a big help, really. And we institutionalize by creating a group in the municipal health office to actually man the whole program, no? So we come in as one good supplemental partner for them. So the ownership is they own the whole program in the municipio.
Maunay maayo nga ang local gyud mo'y
Yes.
magdumala sa program. We only start by giving the access, giving the ideas. Kaya actually, tinuod na, dato gyud kayo ang probinsya sa
Yes, oo.
Subo. And I recall nga gusto man gyud gani ni GovGwen nga i-maximize kung unsay angay hatag niya. Ang uban lang dili kibaw unsaon ang process sa paghatag. So yes, we need
That's right.
we need mga humanitarians like Rafi kay para ingana. And in fact, that's one of the reasons why we're penning this memorandum of understanding with the IBP Cebu and with Rafi, because we want to help in particularly local legislation.
Yes. Capacity building, diba, attorney, no? Okay, ang intention nato is to enable. Enablers mo dyan ta, no? As CSOs, as NGOs, civic organizations. Our heart is working with the community to make sure nga kitang tanan mulambo, no?
Mulambo, oo.
Ma-uphold atong dignity. And we work closely with the government because that's
the
within their
mandate.
constituency,
Yeah.
no?
Basically, we're not here to replace the government, but
We
we're
cannot.
here to enable
Yes,
them to do
enable.
their jobs kay para them as duty bearers can really maximize the services and the access that they are giving to their own constituents. Yeah, sometimes kinahanglan ng ginang spark.
Yeah.
Sa totoo
And
na
or
yun.
sparks.
Sparks.
They're like, for us,
Spark.
we can't do it. We don't have all the solution, but you have some of the solution. So we work together,
We partner
and then we create a bigger impact.
Yeah, kana impact.
Yes.
Mga developmental kay og terms no. Wa pa tanaw man kay kibaw ko ang physical well-being daghan pa kaayo og domain. So another daghan og subdomains.
Yeah, the last program really is the Humanitarian Disaster Preparedness and Response Program. No? So what we do here is we work with partners and local government units no, in the preparing and mitigating disasters. At the same time, we
Over
also
the Philippines.
all over the
All over the
Philippines.
Philippines mo. Okay.
But largely, we also provide response support for the LGUs.
busy kay mo pagkuan o dat og pag-pandemic.
Yes.
Oh niya katong last year nga January nga nagdungan gyud ang Odet ug ang Omicron.
Lagi,
Yeah.
mga pato, yes. Yeah. For our humanitarian disaster preparedness and response, ang focus namo is the preparedness. Kaya lisod pod sige response.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Ikaw,
karon nga peacetime, our team, they're not a big team, they're a team of 4. Mga kusgani kayo mga kuan, Voltes 5 ni sila. The intention is really a lot of IECs, no? A lot of awareness, also a lot of partnerships with fellow organizations nga. Same pod ang tumong for preparedness. For example, University UAP, no? I was just thinking of IBP, United Architects of the Philippines, mga, all of these other organizations also with similar goals.
So the UAP is specifically for building mga structures na resilient against typhoons and all that. Kanindot.
Schools as well. Yeah.
Safe schools, safer homes, safer schools. Tapos may partner ingana pod ilahang
Yeah,
mission.
talking about schools, because I know that there are some schools na sigig landslidean, gi-evacuate na lang ang schools, gibutang in tents.
Ay.
Mahantod karon still in tents ang mga
Estudyante.
estudyante niya.
Kay init
Lisod
ra ba?
mabisita. Init
Mas
niya.
vulnerable
Yeah.
sa-
Niya lisod mabisitahan po to assess if okay na ba to go back to the schools kay layo lagi from the city.
Attorney, that is actually the social well-being cluster of the foundation,
Yeah.
which is basically education. So, pagkuman sa humanitarian sa the last program no, for physical well-being, sa social well-being is basically the culture and heritage program, the what do you call this? The leadership program, which is the Center for Leaders in Cool Adventure Camp, and the Culture and Heritage, which is Casa Gorordo Museum and Kabilin Center, which we would like to announce to everybody that Gabi sa Kabilin is going to happen
When?
on May
May
12. May 12.
Uy, hapit
So
na.
I know that you've been wanting to also go back and see the Gabi sa Kabilin. So
Ang last na ko nga gabi sa Kabilin, murag wala pa jud to'y pandemic.
oh, a pandemic. Yeah, we stopped during the pandemic. We opened last year, and then this will be
Daghan
more
kayo.
exciting this year.
This year.
No? Yeah.
Oh yeah, last year na open to siya pero kano sa ganito murag
October, last
October,
year.
dili
yeah,
ito
Yes.
siya May.
May,
Oh, pero
May,
May
yeah.
man ko.
May jud
Man,
siya.
October man nga May man gyud na siya.
So just to go back to school, we
Yes.
have also school rehab program. We just stopped during the pandemic. We're assessing because after Odette, there's a lot of school that was hit by the typhoon. So we were still assessing the structures. We are now into the. I think we're thinking of a new design already for, especially for all the structures that we are creating for daycare centers and school buildings. That is EDU. Not only the hard, what do you call this, the hard part, but the soft skills, the soft part of the teachers were also looking into that sa EDU. And then, of course, the Center for Leaders is a training center in Balamban. I don't know if you've known about coming or have you been
This
there.
one, I know I've seen the cool adventure camp of Rafi. I've never gone in there, but in our previous discussions, Sir Totits,
We are going to do something.
Maka-exciting lagi.
We're going to
Murag
do
lalingaw
something,
lagi.
yeah.
Oo.
Hopefully this summer, no? For
let's
IBP.
let's delve more on the Center for Leaders because I want to talk about this because this is one of those programs also that IBP could actually help in referring mga future leaders. Diba,
Yes.
Center
Young
for
leaders.
Leaders, young leaders. Kay hapit na ra ba in town ang barangay elections.
Oh, yes.
Kunya, naa na po yung elections for sangguniang
SK.
kabataan.
Yes,
So, unsa man na sa Center for Youthful Leaders, when we say youthful, how youthful is youthful?
Not only for youthful, but actually it caters to two clients, the adult and the youth. But the youth gets the biggest pie of it, which is 80% and 20% for the adults. The adults are professionals that are also partners, like teachers, like
Okay.
IBP, like those who can also pay because we would like also to get partners to help us fund the public school program. So 80% more or less appeal of private school are children.
Children.
Not children, youth. Sorry,
Also man,
high
how old
school,
is
high
youth?
school, high school.
From
So,
what age to what age when youth? Kay 8 years old man tong inyong early
Yes.
childhood
Yes,
nutrition.
that's
So
right.
kaning youth,
This is grade school until high school. Some college, Naputay College
Yes,
program,
college.
right?
We also
So
18 to 30.
basically, SK is also one of our
youth,
clients.
so youth gyapon maski more than 18 na.
Yes, yes.
Pero attorney, what's the difference of the CFL or Cool Adventure Camp is basically the program, the module, how we designed it. It's the only experiential education center in the Philippines. No, nothing like it. We're the only ones. We are actually the newest center outward bound Singapore. So in the whole area, we're the newest center. What I'm saying is that the newest adventure education center.
Sometimes ra ba ang ato ang leaders are formed not by kanang what happens to them throughout their entire childhood, but just by certain very important milestone
Memorable
events,
experiences.
memorable
Yes,
experience.
yes.
Gamoy
Yes.
makaset the course, no?
We
Asa
create
pa
that.
dong ilang lives. So anyways, gisignala na po ko kapila. Friends, please stay tuned. We will be back for a few messages from our friends. And we are back. Earlier, si Sir Totits was elucidating to us kung unsa ang under sa cultural, no? Na kuan the social well-being na domain of Rafi. Now let's go to the third domain of concentration nila sa ilahang programs. I believe it is the economic well-being.
Economic well-being cluster, no?
Cluster,
So
oh.
tuluman to physical well-being, social well-being, and economic well-being. The economic well-being has the biggest program in RAFI. Kinadak-an gyud na siya nga program. It has a wider and the far-reaching reach, no? This is our RAFI Microfinance Inc. So we are
Na ay Microfinance Inc. ang Rafi.
yes.
Amazing.
This is a separate entity, no? So it's operating across the Philippines. Outside of Central Visayas, we have in Mindanao. Na at Samar, we also are across Visayas and Southern Luzon at the moment. And then we just opened in Batangas even.
So what does your microfinance centers do, and who do you cater to?
Yeah. It really, ang thrust namin is elevating the lives of the micro-entrepreneurs, no? Their community and their families.
So small business,
Yes,
small businessmen.
unbanked. You'd say, yeah. The communities are unbanked. A lot are women, but naa na pud tay men, no? Kay ang over the pandemic naa sad tay mga daghan sad bay mga nawad-an og trabaho. So they usually when it's a whole family man gyud na no ang atong makitaan in one ang nanay na ay siya mga anak na itatay na. So we also cater to men. So there are ang microfinance nato, it's two-pronged. We provide the capital build up and bank, right? So it's really for those nga kanang ganahan gyud mag-start nga walay kasugdan, no?
Kasugdan.
So that's for the capital build up, but the bigger effort that we have true to being part of the Ramon Aboitiz Foundation is the non-financial services.
So what are those non-financial
we have
services?
trainings, meaning when we provide them the opportunity to engage in a business, we don't leave them at the burner. We provide them with trainings, capacity building. So
Kay daghan man kay
kusog-kusog.
we offer microloans to start your business. Nobody knows nobody bothered to train them and
Yes.
not just starting the business but keeping
Keeping
it
them
going.
afloat.
Oh.
So just very recently, we provide also access, no? So they are in mga market linkages. That's the intention of our non-financial services.
So other NGOs or CSOs could actually direct their clients to perhaps approach you for those trainings and then later on
Yes.
for those seed
Yes.
capital to
Correct. Oo. Like we had a partnership with Jollibee Foundation, for example, no? Tudluan nila clustering approach atong mga farmers, technology, even DOST very recently, no? We're also trying to help our mga naatay suka sa dumanhog, no? Naatay mga suka makers. We would like to encourage to have nutritional labels in their products. So, amao na ang efforts sa RAFI na ang communities nga atong natabangan who are able to elevate, no, from poverty, we would like to
In their business,
to hope dili ra siya dinha kutob, no, but really ma-change sila na sila bigger opportunity para not just themselves but the family and the whole community pod.
would be uplifted.
Yes.
So that's very nice. Mo approach niya me.
Yes.
The Legal Alternatives for Women Center Inc. also have a lot of clients, mga embattled women who could do with that training towards self-sufficiency. Kaya para dili mabalik into those abusive relationships simply because of mere dependence. Okay. Kanindot sa ato ang programs here in RAFI, and I would just like to thank you very much, and I'm excited about inking these memorandum of understanding with you. I see that Attorney Pam has just arrived, and I believe Attorney Mike is already there. They will be joining us shortly for the MOA signing, but in the meantime, may I present each of you
Thank you.
our advocacy mug from Law Inc.
So beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
And can I ask you
that's
for a
what I
few closing
Say.
remarks, Sir Totits, or messages?
Thank you. programs are we are from a social development organization. So maybe you're thinking about what are our courses, how do we come in, if you are in this line of beyond self, helping each other, helping our communities. Come join us in Rafi, because maybe this is the opportunity for you to reach out as well, no? And I would like to thank IBP, and this program has been a good partner also. No? So saludo gani ko kay abot na mong pilar, that is one of a kind. No? So thank you very much, attorney.
Wapo kayo pila. If only everybody knew how beautiful Cebu is.
Yeah, that's right.
Suruya gyud dinyo tanang sulok-sulok. Miss Liz,
All right. Thank you so much to IBP and for your love and passion for the communities and this opportunity of partnering with us. And also, we'd like to invite everybody again to Gabi sa Kabilin, May 12.
I will be there.
Experience Cebu and the beauty and our culture and heritage of Cebu. No, it's on May 12 from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight. We have 20.
The night beauty list.
Yes. We have 22 participating sites and tickets are now on sale. You can buy them at any participating Gabi sa Kabilin partners. You can buy.
fun fact, if you go to Casa Gorordo during gabi sa Kabilin, pangita ato ang ilahang wall, ang list of mga families. No,
Yes.
katong prominent families, dinhi dapita sa Cebu City South, diri dapita sa
You
Cebu
might
City
find your family
North.
name there.
Basig na ay
Yeah.
family name. Pangita gyud na kung kabalyas, wala may kabalyas ni. Oy, ang naahi noon ang apelyido sa kuang bana, ang atilyo may pasila kay kuan gyud ay sila nga family. So gabi sa Kabilin i-plug na May 12.
May 12, yes.
Miss ST.
Ako salamat gyud Attorney Irene. Thank you to Attorney Mike and Attorney Pam, no, ang atong mga IBP friends for this opportunity to, as we say in Rafi, our vision is touching lives and shaping the future. So thank you for coming on board, journeying with us in our efforts of contributing what we can to the Philippines.
Thank you, Sakayo, for being here. And now we would like to call on Attorney Pam and Attorney Mike for the MOA signing. We are joined tonight by Attorney Cheryl Condat and Attorney Michael Francis Hubahib. Attorney Cheryl, or Attorney Pam, is the outgoing IBP Cebu president, while Attorney Mike is the incoming IBP Cebu president. Both of them will be signing, inking the memorandum of understanding with the Ramon Aboitiz Foundation, Inc. Say hi, guys.
Hi everybody, mayong gabi.
Mike.
Mayang gabi, everyone.
Before we ink the deal, may I just read the memorandum of understanding? It's actually about 10 pages long, but I will concentrate on the terms and the rights and obligations of the partners. Okay, so here goes. Memorandum of understanding. Know all men by these presents. This memorandum of understanding made and entered into by and among Ramon Aboitiz Foundation, Inc., RAFI, a non-stock, non-profit social development institution, duly organized and existing under and by virtue of the laws of the Republic of the Philippines, hereinafter referred to as RAFI, and the Integrated Bar of the Philippines Cebu Chapter, an organization created by law, represented herein by Attorney Cheryl Condat and Attorney Michael Francis Hubahib. The parties hereunder shall be collectively referred to as the partners. Witnesseth, whereas RAFI is a non-stock, non-profit organization established in 1966 by its founder, Don Ramon Aboitiz. It is credited by the Philippine Council for NGO Certification and a member of the Association of Foundations. RAFI prides itself in being architects of change, in elevating the dignity of man through solutions that enable people to achieve higher levels of well-being. Whereas the IBP Cebu is the local Cebu provincial chapter of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines and is mandated to carry out its mission of elevating the standards of the legal profession, improving the administration of justice, and enabling the bar to discharge its public responsibility more effectively, and this mission would only be fully realized by also developing the capacities of the government duty bearers down to the grassroots, affording the communities access to basic legal, medical, and other allied services, and improving the quality of life of the Filipinos. Whereas the IBP Cebu has founded Calma Missions, community access to legal, medical, and other allied services missions, a program initiative geared towards providing capacity building access to the communities of Cebu Province and its LGUs, including its highly urbanized cities with their own special charters, more particularly to those remote and rural marginalized communities. Whereas IBP Cebu and RAFI recognize that the efficient and effective delivery of services can be made possible through strong collaboration, cooperation, and coordination with national government agencies and non-government organizations and other institutions and stakeholders in the region. Now, therefore, for and in consideration of the foregoing premises and of mutual understanding of the functions specified hereunder, the parties hereby agree as follows. The partnership. This understanding shall cover the partnership of IBP Cebu and RAFI, herein referred to as the partnership. Specifically, the partner shall engage in the following governance program areas. Physical well-being. This area shall cover themes that look into the development and sustainability of environmental, tech development, and health-related programs, especially benefiting those in the margins of society. Possible themes for collaboration may include the following: food security, water resources, waste and science technology, energy science and management, environmental sustainability, app development, health and well-being, including but not limited to cancer awareness and local legislation, communicable and non-communicable diseases, etc. Social well-being. This area covers themes that intend to harness people's appreciation of the giftedness of their contacts, as well as in further developing of abilities as agents of social change as they take part in making socio-economic and political decisions. A. Human capital formation, such as leadership formation, responsible citizenship, Cebuano culture and heritage, and rights promotion. Economic well-being. This program area includes themes that provide communities and groups with opportunities to improve their lives and their capacity to engage in productive entrepreneurial activities. Rights and obligations. RAFI, through its designated programs and departments, shall have the following rights and obligations: extend professional or academic expertise, equipment and/or facilities, and human resources to specific programs or projects to be agreed within the effectivity of this understanding. It will utilize its programs on A. Biodiversity conversion, B. Early childhood care and development, C. Cancer awareness and advocacy, D. Professional and student development, E. Preservation and promotion of Cebuano culture and heritage, F. Educational development, G. Microfinance services to underprivileged entrepreneurs. Sharing of material, human, and other resources for information, education, and communication campaign in the fulfillment of the terms of this understanding. IBP Cebu shall have the following rights and obligations: extend professional and academic expertise, equipment and/or facilities, and human resources to specific programs or projects to be agreed within the effectivity of this understanding. Utilize its primary mandate and functions and identify and propose areas for convergence, for integration and harmonization with the various programs of the different stakeholders. Act as a custodian and resource center for knowledge products, particularly on laws, rules, and ordinances, including legislative development, and make them accessible and available to RAFI. Identify target beneficiaries and coordinate with the duty bearers and stakeholders therein to deliver the services and programs of the partnership, and engage them into coming up with policy formation initiatives with the end of promoting local legislative development. Sharing of material, human, and other resources in the fulfillment of the terms of this understanding. Both parties shall be mutually obligated to observe the following: sharing of material, human, and other resources in the fulfillment of the terms of this understanding, and protecting the intellectual rights of both institutions.
Yay!
And there we have it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us this Wednesday evening. Maayong gabi ninyong tanan. God bless us all.
Thank you.